Hey, Biker Trash here with the second part of So You Want to Build a Gundam. I thought I was going to do the assembling of it first, but I've been wanting to do this for a while, and that is actually paint before assembly, because everything is nice and open like this. You don't have to be trying to not touch something you don't want to touch. You can get all your details and then assemble it. And it must be smart, because I mean they do it with the HCM Pros. They come pre-painted, and you just have to snip them and assemble them, and they look very nice. So I figured if it's good enough for Bandai, you know, might as well give it a try. A couple things you're gonna need. You don't need this. This thing is jam-packed with all kinds of different paints and brushes and whatnot. You don't need that. In fact, I went a little bit overboard when I was putting together my kit. But what's bad is I've got airbrush paints and I've got my regular water-based paints. So let's see about getting something out here to work with. One thing that I would suggest is just go by the box art, and that'll give you some real good ideas of just what's missing on the figure. Like, right away I'm seeing here on the shoulder pads, they're just molded in all red. Well, you see on the box, the tops of them are supposed to be white. So we're going to go ahead and paint that white, and we're going to do a couple other things. Just a ton of little details you can add, and it really helps the figure out a lot. I'm going to suggest y'all start off detailing with a water-based paint, and my favorite water-based paint that I've found thus far is Citadel. The only downside to Citadel is it doesn't stick all that well. You will have to top coat it to make it not just come off. Like this right here, it just scrapes off for nothing. So, not a very durable paint. If you're planning on playing with any of this stuff, you might want to look elsewhere before dropping your money on Citadel paints. Another thing is you're probably going to want to take and wash the parts before you start painting them, because they use what's called a mold release, and it can leave a little bit of an oily film on here, and a water-based paint especially will not stick. I'm going to go and I'm going to wash these right now. Okay, now that the parts are degreased, and just like a Dawn or something like that, something that will cut grease is all you need to do. You don't have to scrub them, just soak them, kind of swish them around in there a little bit, and it really does make the paint stick a little bit better. Another thing, when you know, wash your hands, make sure your hands are clean so you don't leave oils on the kit. Since this is water-based, you don't have to worry about thinners or anything like that. What I usually do is, this is just a hair too thick to go on smoothly as it comes out of the bottle. Let's see if I don't have a finer brush. Here we go. And until you get more comfortable, use a fine brush, because you can control it a lot better than you can with, say, painting with that right there. Because the more control you have, the better it's going to look. And I knocked a piece off. So anyway, just going to get a little bit of paint and a little bit of water right here. I've got just some plain, clean water. And what that's going to do is just going to thin it out to just about a milky consistency. And all you're going to do is just lay down the paint, just as smoothly as you can. Don't worry about making it cover completely on the first coat. And then I'll go and smudge it. So right there you've got that don't worry about trying to make it all cover completely in one coat. Just a couple light coats will come out looking a lot better than just one heavy coat to make it all cover in just one coat. And the more time you take with it, this isn't a race. So just take your time and enjoy it. It's tedious, but it is very good therapy. If you're, like me. So, just making, a little bit of paint at a time. Just take your time with it. Markers, the Gundam markers would probably be faster than this, but I like the ability to mix paint, to get a custom color that you lose whenever you get into the markers. And this isn't coming out this clean because I'm trying to show y'all and do it at the same time, and it's hard for me to keep it where y'all can see it and where I can see it at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and do some of this, and I'll come back to y'all in a bit. Okay, well, I've got those pieces painted, and really I should have laid down a little bit of base on there. Like this is like a foundation. This is like a primer, because white does not cover very well. Like if you get right up close to it, you can kind of see where it's peeking through. And this right here has three coats on it already. I don't want to put any more coats because it's already starting to look a little bit lumpy, which is why I bought an airbrush. But anyway, for somebody just getting into it, like I said, before you put the investment into an airbrush setup, hand paint a couple of them. Plus it gives you ideas on how to do it better once you get an airbrush. One thing I would like to recommend is if you have the kit that you're doing has a master grade version, check out the master grade, and that'll give you a real good idea of just how something is supposed to look whenever it's finished. Like this right here, this is Dalong.net. It's in Korean, so I can't read a thing, but it's got great pictures. I was asked in the other video, where do I get my Gundams from? And by and large, I get... What is the matter with my color? It makes me... Oh, well, anyway. Yeah, that's better. By and large, I get them from either HobbyLink Japan, Pla Japan, or HobbyWave, which I'm buying more from HobbyWave now, just because of their shipping. But that, and they have a bunch of old stuff that I bought something there that even HobbyLink didn't even carry anymore. Anyway, so like I said, look at the master grade version and just see just what all this is going to be missing. Like this right here, this is the chest piece. The chest piece is supposed to be part yellow going across. They've got a sticker for it, but I don't like stickers, so we're going to go ahead and paint that yellow too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up all the painting on this, and then I'm going to get back with y'all. Alright, well, about an hour later, maybe, I'm not sure, time to survey the fruits of our labor. This is the one I was working on earlier. If you see the white on that piece right there, I went ahead and primed that before painting it, and that is just one coat of paint right there, and you can see how much better that covers than this over here did. The other thing I did on this particular kit is the skirts, the front skirt and the rear skirt. These are the rear. The rear didn't even come with a sticker to make them the correct color, and this one right here, like I said, I don't like stickers. I went ahead and painted that Ultra Smurf blue with the Chaos black for the panel lines. And really that's about the extent of everything I did. Oh yeah, I painted in the ankle guards. I painted that black and just painted the cockpit on the G Fighter or whatever it's called. Another thing I did that I'm not too sure that I like, and what did I do with? Where's the hand? Ah, over here. Also, I painted the little red thing in his crotch and the beam saber. And I did a red wash on the hand because it's just a yellow and it's supposed to be orange. So I'm not sure if I like that right there, but it's there. It's staying. So anyway, hope this helps somebody. And last thing I'm going to say is, don't, if you're not comfortable with it, don't go in and try and paint the eyebrows on the pilot if you're not comfortable with that. Just do the amount of detail that you're comfortable with. Like, there's stuff on the head that I'm not going to be painting. Like, I did the white on the V-fin, but I'm not going to go in there and try and paint the green too. Actually, I probably will, but little things like the Vulcans in the shoulders, I may or may not attempt to paint because that's some little bitty stuff on a 144 to try and paint. Anyway, y'all have a good one.